My name is John. I know, I'm pretty sure everybody can hear me, which is fine. Are we live? Let me know in chat so I can see it. But I'm pretty sure we will be live soon. Test 1, 2. Hey, Craigie Dog. Thanks, Quindy. 23. Cool. Awesome. Today's going to be a fun one, a weird one. I mean, it always is. Oh, I can hear my beard rustling. Let me take this screen off, which would be this one. There we go. Perfect. Cool. There we go. How's everybody doing? It's been a crazy week for me here. Hey, Cranky Dog, how's it going? Let me refresh this and make sure it works. Perfect. Whew. I just heard the Discord notification go off for some reason. There we go. How is everybody doing? Nice and sunny, Cranky Dog says. Doug, we did not end up going to GAMA. Somebody here got COVID, and they spent a lot of time around Dave and a couple of other people around the factory that were going to be going to GAMA. So Dave made the call to not risk it and cancel. So we ended up not going to GAMA, which is kind of sad. I really wanted to go. I've never been, and I wanted to. It's more for Bill and I guess stores and businesses to interact. You know how GAMA is. But we will be going to Adepticon in what, 2 weeks? Not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after. I think is when I fly out. We should be shipping all of our booth stuff today. You'll be at Adepticon? We'll be there. We'll have a booth. We'll have a paint and take. And I think Trenchworks booth, I think they're not going to Adepticon now, so we'll be doing stuff with their booth, I think, to my knowledge. So, yeah. Today I'm just going to be talking about what I've been up to. I know I didn't do a show last week. Hey, Roger. We didn't do a show last night just because we thought that it would be better to do it next week since we'll be at Adepticon the week after. That way we'll have information, a lot more information about Kickstarter updates and stuff to do with Adepticon and things like that on that show next week. Plus, I have a really big stream next Saturday, and that's what we're going to be doing today. So I'm going to be testing all of my setups and going through my stream for next Saturday. So I've been doing a bunch of research and learning a bunch of stuff on my own. So as you guys know, I got my start here at Reaper playing Magic the Gathering. What was that, 14 years ago now? I haven't played Magic in a very long time, but I always watch streams and watch card tournaments and watch different things. And we're hosting here at the Reaper Game Store a sorcery tournament. So sorcery is a game that just got released. It's made by a New Zealand company called Eric's Curiosa. It's a really fun game. It's a really good game. And so we're hosting a tournament here in the game store. And the person that's running the tournament, Drew, reached out to me and Bill, the game store manager. And we have this studio, and why not use it for streaming and things like that? Obviously, of course. And so I've been working with him about setting it all up and doing all that stuff. And so today we're going to be going through some of the scenes that I have set up and some of the ideas and things, because I've been watching card tournaments for such a long time, and there's some pain points and some things that I wish, that I would like to see. Plus, this game's a little bit unique, which I'll go over in a second. Where do I even start? So I'm gonna switch scenes real quick, and let me know if you can hear my voice. So I'm gonna keep talking. You won't be able to see me, but let me know in chat if you can hear my voice. So, swap there. Interview. How about now? Can you hear me now? I believe you can hear me now. You should be able to. Okay, perfect. Sick. Cool. That was my biggest fear, is I'm testing all the audio. And so, yeah. I'm just gonna kind of walk through it. This is the interview screen. So what I have here is this black spot inside of this little card right here is going to be the game store. So there's going to be a camera in the back of the game store that shows like everybody walking around, people playing at games, and the tournament area and all that stuff. So this is kind of like the in-between screen. And so you can see down here, like when the next round starts, all that information will be here. And this is actually the interview screen, because this camera is going to be in the store. And so when the two players get done playing their round, the person that's hosting will be up here. They won't be sitting, they'll be standing like this. And they'll be able to interview the person right here, because we'll have a headset, we'll have a microphone in the game store. They'll be able to talk to them right here, which is really cool. It's really neat. And so, yeah, I got their font that they use for sorcery. This is the interview screen, which is pretty cool. You won't be able to hear me, but I'm going to swap real quick to the actual what it's going to look like. You'll see a card. You'll see cards cycling right here. And so that will just be playing music and ambience while you watch people walk around and things like that while we wait for the next round to start. Kiss cam. Make them shake hands, make them kiss. Yeah. And so this is the one of the scenes. And then another thing that I wanted to show you real quick. How would I show this? Okay. Laptop. I think this will work. Maybe. Should work. There we go. Look at that transition. Isn't that cool? I spent a lot of time on that. Yeah, so that transition's pretty cool because the artwork used to be a bunch of fire. So I got a bunch of fire transitions to work on. Transition to Excel. That's right. And so actually, this is kind of funny. So if somebody wants to clip this and send this to Frank, Frank showed me this, which is pretty cool. So whenever the hosts are up here talking about the game, because the game will be on the green screen, they'll be standing and they'll be like, pointing at the game and talking about the cards and things like that. And as they say card names, I have a huge spreadsheet right here with all the cards' names. So let's look up like, I don't know, mix. So now it's going to pull up a photo for this mix. So now whenever I do this, I got to find it. Right here? Yeah, this one. So as they're talking about the game, they'll say some cards. I don't know if this is going to be this is not the exact placement of where this is going to be, but I can pull up the cards at will as they're talking about them and turn them off. So that way you can see them a lot bigger, because when they're playing on the screen, the cards are really small. And So this is just for more like the viewers at home to be able to read the cards. But I have the ability to change them from my spreadsheet because I have all the pictures available. It takes a little while to update, but you'll see it'll change here in a second. Actually, it's taking a little bit longer. That's awkward. I wonder if my Wi-Fi is going out. No? This is embarrassing. Why is it not working? It was been working all morning. Way to make me look bad. I wonder. I wonder if I messed something up. I wonder if I messed something up earlier. Yes, abundance. Oh, why is it not? It changed the first time, but now it's not changing again. And I don't know why. So it changed to this card, but now it's not changing back. Oh, I know why. It says trying to reconnect. But you guys can still see my screen. The Google Sheets dropped. Test 1, 2, test 1, 2. Hey, this is why we test things, right? Why is it? Let me turn that off for you. Another cool thing is that I have the rounds and stuff set up. So right here, when the two players are going to go battling each other, I can change their names and what round it is and what avatar they're playing. And that's all done via this sheet. So there we go. So I can change that all as well. I wonder why the sheets died. There we go. So there's abundance. So it did change. Now it should change again to dryads, but the sheets is going really slow. Let me go check something real quick. I have chat now, so I can bring you with me. Does anybody else have any cool things that they're working on this weekend or this week? There we go. Okay. I'll just try to exiting at a bunch of stuff. Reaper Challenge League? Yeah, I'll do those points on Monday. So we'll do this one. So it should update. There we go. All right, the server's back up, and I think I had too many instances of it open. So as the commentators are saying the cards' names, I can type in like, I don't know, flame. Cone of flame. So as soon as I type it in and I type it up, I have a 5-second delay. After the 5-second delay, the card will pull up like this. Well, not like this. I'll have it do this. So, ta-da! So the viewers at home can actually like read the cards, because a lot of the times whenever they whenever card tournaments and things like that, you know, if somebody comes into the stream and they don't know what the cards do, it's a little frustrating. And so having the cards blown up like this is pretty neat, in my opinion. And so, so yeah. But the cool thing is I have this spreadsheet set up to also have all of the players' names. So they're in a spreadsheet here. So if Benjamin is player 2 and Adam is player 1, as soon as I change those, I can choose what avatar they're playing out of the list of avatars. And that's going to change this screen right here. Right here. So you can see that Adam Ray changed and Benjamin Tang and what avatars they're playing. So I have it set up to automatically change those elements in the stream whenever I change those drop-down menus. Here, I'll change them live. So the Enchantress is going to turn into the Air Elemental. So you'll see the Enchantress change right there. And then I'm going to change the Wave Shaper into the Pathfinder. So the person on the left here, the Wave Shaper is going to change here, and there it is. And so I can change this each round, which is pretty cool. And I only need to do that every round. Hold on. I gotta shut the door. It's really loud. So I changed that in between rounds as the pairings get updated. And so, yeah, the judges will message me about who's playing, and we can do this transition here with who's playing who and what round it is. And then once this screen goes off, like this, so as soon as this wipes away, it'll go to the down camera where they're all playing. Yes, and so Zachariah makes a good point. Another cool thing is I'm going to talk about another overlay that I have right here. This one. So during the game, you can see I also have the same element up here for Benjamin and Adam. So as they, whoever's playing, when I change them here, let's say Bronte, it's going to change it should change their names. Yeah, there we go. So it changed their names. And I created these little card elements with the elements here. And you can see on my spreadsheet here, like under wind, if I change it to 2 or fire for 3, you should see these change up here. Yeah. And so as the game goes on, I can update these manually myself, and it'll change the elements that I set up through the stream. So a lot of the times what I'm thinking is I'm going to bring them in and bring them off. So like this. So I'll have them fade out like that, and then every couple of minutes, or if somebody takes damage or if something changes, I'll bring them in like this. So they'll slide in. They'll give you updates on what's happening, with their elements and things like that, and then slide it off like this. So that way it doesn't take up all the screen. And so that's the idea. But the cool thing about this, let's see if I can find a good one here. Yes, okay, so this video is good. A good one to use. We're not going to do any audio. But I like using this one because you can see, wait for the full screen to go off. So the cool thing about this card game, as opposed to Magic or any other card game, is that it's a 4x5 grid. So 4x5 grid, and there's a bunch of squares, and each player has Atlas cards and things like that. I'm not going to teach you how to play, but the point is that you build out the map with like land cards, and then you summon monsters and play spells, and you have spellcasters and things like that. But these things can move. So for instance, there's a creature here that can move in any of the cardinal directions, or they have different abilities and do things. And so unlike most card games, whenever they're just playing, they're just, they're very static. And it's just, I play this card, do this thing, There's not a lot of movement. And so a lot of commentators just use their voice. And so they're not on the screen. They're sitting at a desk, they're watching the game and commentating on it. But this game has a unique aspect of it where we could use our weatherman style setup, because we can talk about, we can point to the squares. Like for instance, I know that the avatar's here, and we can talk about what their moves are going to be. He can go this way. He has this land that does this thing. He just played his land here, moved his creature here. So there's a lot, it's very visual. And so you can really weatherman it, like whenever you're pointing at the squares. And another cool thing that I have is on the green screen here, you guys can't see, but I have green tape on the green screen to denote where the squares are. So there's 20 squares in total, so I have little squares of green tape, and they're numbered 1 through 20. So if I point at 7, I know that it's going to be at 7, for instance, which is right here, 7. And so that's the unique aspect of this, which I think is going to be cool. We have a brace showing the players as they move up. I don't know what you mean, Roger. Will you have a brace showing the players as they move up? Oh, you mean like a bracket? Is that what you mean? Could have a bracket. So I know that I'm just going to let this play, but I'm just showing you kind of what our idea is. Because this is a very unique take on streaming card tournaments and things like that. And the cool thing is that the game store is about 400 feet that way. You know, it's about 400 feet away from the studio. So it's been a lot of work getting the cameras and all that stuff set up over there to give the feed over here, to do all this stuff. And, you know, we have the commentators in the studio, we have the desks set up for them, and we're going to do all that stuff. So it's a very unique setup. A brace in the hand they are holding. I don't think so. So if you don't have the playmat, how will you know where stuff will go? So we got a custom playmat. So this is just one that he's using, but we got a custom playmat for this. And are you talking about just in general, if you're playing this game without a playmat? You just have to keep in mind that it's a 5x4 square, and that's all you need to know is 5x4. That's it. So as soon as, like, you can see he played a land down here. So this land is taking up that square, which is square number 19. And you can see, but the cool thing with this is that the unique aspect of cards moving around and things like that. And yeah, I think it's going to be awesome, personally, with doing this kind of talking and hand motions and pointing at the things and having the cards pop up. I think it's going to be cool. And so I just wanted to show that's the kind of idea of what it'll look like. And then so as they're playing, you know, I'll keep track of, you know, thresholds and things like that. And so when they take damage, so they're keeping track of their life and stuff right here. So whenever I do my overlay like this, it'll show like their life total, which is down here, if they take damage, and keep track of their elements and stuff like that. So I'll be able to keep track of that and then move it out of the way so it's not taking up a lot of space, and just periodically bring it in as things change. And then right here, so cone of flame. If we're talking about, if the two hosts are talking about strategies or talking about cards, I'll be able to bring up all the different cards right there, as we go. Let's see. I also have another cool thing. Let me go pull it up. So if I do this, and I do, there we go. So all the players are submitting their deck lists online, and they have this cool thing where it shows you all the cards online, and they're all organized, and they're all hyperlinks. And so all the players in the tournament will have to submit one of these. And so the commentators, I'll be able to pull these up as the commentators are talking. You know, they'll be able to point at cards, and I can pull them up on that side. So this is like a good, like, before the match, talking about things and things like that. Like talking about the strategy of the deck, what cards are in there, what they do, all that stuff before going to the match. And then obviously from here, we'll probably do this. Ta-da. You're home. And then transition into Weatherman like this, obviously, but that's a weird transition, but I think I'm going to get rid of that one. But that transition is pretty cool. So then we can do like laptop 2, 3. There we go. We can go back. And so I won't be on camera most likely. I'll be controlling everything. So I'll be doing all the transitions and communicating with the store and doing all that stuff, playing the commercials, all that stuff. So I've been putting a lot of time into this just because I think it's cool. Also, fun fact, this is going to be the biggest sorcery tournament, I think so far. I think it's going to be the biggest sorcery tournament that is going to be held since the game's release, which is pretty cool. Also, Trash, I did get your suggestion about Reapercon stuff, and I think it's good. I think there was one person that is going to run a kind of a swap meet kind of a deal. I don't have all the details yet right now, but I assigned them to be in charge of it, and we're still talking out the stuff. Yeah, Zach, it's going to be busy. Let's pull up chat here. There we go. Let's see here. I saw some people in chat are going to be at Adepticon. Also, Trash, I know that you were in town last weekend and you didn't come see me or say hi or anything. Sad. I have hurt feelings. Also, I believe we asked Frank if he was going to do some streaming for Reapercon, if he wanted to come down and help with streaming. And so he said yes to me, but we haven't gone past that part to build the schedule and start building the assets for it and getting all the stuff ready. So that's exciting. So maybe Trash, we can maybe do another 2 tons of fun. You know, crazy game. So I know Trash is coming, or not Trash, Frank is coming, so we might be able to do that. And I have been obsessed recently with Blood on the Clock Tower. So I might be running some Blood on the Clock Tower games at Reapercon. I kind of want to do like a con-specific script for Blood on the Clock Tower. But I'm going to start running games here at the Reaper Game Store once a week, probably, to start preparing myself, because I haven't played very much of it, and so I want to get in the rhythm of being the storyteller and doing all that stuff. So, yeah. I've been obsessed with Blood on the Clock Tower recently. I've been watching it like crazy. It's such a fun game. I think it's because of the variance. I like the variance of it all. Has anybody been watching Shogun? I heard it's been getting really good reviews. I've only seen the first episode, and I loved it so far. I know that it's based off of a book, and that there was an old series, I think, that was made for it, and this is kind of like a new updated version of it, I think. I don't know much about it, but it's interesting so far. And it has like a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. Hey, Lieutenant Floby. We're just doing some random stuff. It was a long TV series. Oh, cool. Yeah, the first 3 episodes are out. They came out this week. It's been getting rave reviews. So, plus it has oh gosh, I can't remember his name. He played Scorpion in the most recent Mortal Kombat movie, and he was in Bullet Train. Tanaka, is it Tanaka? I think is his name, his last name. But yeah. If you guys didn't see the thing that got released this week, I haven't posted about it because I've been so busy, is the Hyborian Wizard is the promo of the month. I'm sure everybody's seen it already, but there you go. Also, if you haven't checked the Discord, Courtney or Tassine posted a bunch of stuff. We got a container in this week that had a bunch of the upcoming big models that are going to be in it. It might be on here in the preview section. I don't know if Ron's updated it yet, but yeah, Erikoth the Ancient's coming, the Storm Giant, Shavinra, the War Mammoth. Let's see. Yeah, right here. Valfurix, the Fire Giant Hellbringer, Ildradis, the Storm Giant. Those are all coming. I believe a couple of them are coming next week. So, and yes, Zachariah, last I heard that they were on order and that they're on their way. But I don't know much past that. Yeah, so these big models are coming out. We got a big container full of those, like large monsters. All these box sets and everything like that. Also, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it. But I'm gonna talk about it anyway. So we also got the new packaging for our Learn to Paint kits. So the Learn to Paint kit boxes are kind of changing a little bit. There's gonna be there's smaller bottles. I don't remember the actual size of the bottles, but we got new sized bottles for the Learn to Paint kit only. And a new sleeved decorated box for it. So it's basically a new layout. Instead of using the pistol cases, we got this cool new, like, Learn to Paint kit set thing. Oh, they did talk about it? When are the pictures for the new release coming? Those were the... Are you talking about the ones that didn't have photos? Those are the previews, and stuff breaks all the time, and it makes me crazy. So, I don't know. I don't know if Ron uploaded the photos and they're just not linked correctly or what. But normally what I do is I take all of these numbers that have the 3 dots, and so the 3 dots normally means that there is a photo, but it's not linked correctly because the server's not communicating correctly. So I tell him those numbers, and then he goes in and refreshes them, and then they should work. So I just have to go tell him. These right here that says image not found means that there's no photo taken yet of them. Which is kind of sad because these came out on 3/1. So, I didn't know that until just right now. So I'll tell Ron right after this. Hey, you guys know, you've been dealing with Reaper for such a long time. We're such a mess over here. It's annoying, to put it frankly. So. Yes, I'll tell Ron right after this about those. I don't know why they're not up yet. I don't know. But yeah. I've been making a bunch of the Bone 6 stuff. So on Instagram and Twitter and stuff soon, I took photos of some of the stuff that I've been working on for Bone 6 and things like that. So I'll post some behind the scenes of those mold making things of those models. So I have those, and that's what I've been doing most of the week, actually. If I was at GAMA this week, I would just be getting back later tonight, so I wouldn't have been able to do a lot of molds. And so it's kind of a good thing I didn't go to GAMA, but I'm kind of sad because I wanted to go. Reapercon. So we started getting volunteer stuff in. I haven't posted, I know class submissions and badges and all that stuff is live, but I wanted to get a little bit more solid information up on the front page first before I announced it on socials. So, you know, plus it's not really like a super time and like crunch thing at the moment. But right now, the most important thing is getting submissions in for games and classes and events and things like that. Cool thing is that Paxton is leading the DDAL stuff, the Dungeons and Dragons Adventures League. So we haven't had Dungeons and Dragons Adventures League at ReaperCon in like full force since like 2019. 2019 was huge for DDAL, where we had epics and all those tables were taken up and things like that. And it was kind of lackluster since then, just because it just kind of fell by the wayside, I guess, or the people that were running it aren't running it anymore. So I have to find new people. But luckily, Paxton has stepped up and he's going to be running the DDAL stuff. Yeah. So we have started already, Trash. So we sent in the final numbers for Bone 6. I think, was it January or December? I can't remember when we shut the pledge manager off, and we told the factories the final numbers so we can see how many people closed out their pledge what they ordered, and we have numbers. And so we started casting for what we had. I know that 2 of the sets that are being 3D printed are done. I think it's the lizard folk and the bugbears, I think, or the orcs, one of those. For Sealcast on my end, I have about 70% of the molds done, and I know we're really close to being done with the gnolls and the Hellborn heroes. We started on the build a Men-at-Arms. So we started on that, and we also started on the Brinewind Pirates set. So, like, the casting is it's going pretty fast, actually. I know that, still no shipping estimates right now, Cookie Dog. I know that Ron posted an update last week about the delays, which we all know that there's going to be delays. But luckily, the delays this time around aren't months. They're like a couple of weeks. So we got the numbers in. They started doing all their production stuff. Chinese New Year stuff's happening. There's a port delay somewhere, like a traffic jam, just like always. But luckily, it sounds like it's not going to be that crazy. I don't remember the exact numbers, but I remember I think Bones 1 was like 6 months late or something like that. So I don't think it's nowhere near going to be anything like that. I think it's only going to be a couple weeks. Hey, Peter Rooster. Yeah. Trash, have you ever played Blood on the Clock Tower? I'm excited. Like I said, I'm going to be running probably a Blood on the Clock Tower game once a week here at the game store, if I can. And then try to play as much as I can online. It's just a fun game. Oh, you have it? Not enough people to play it? Yeah. I think I'm going to start playing it online. Just to learn the ropes of all the different classes and all the different jobs and all the different tokens you can be and all the different scripts and things like that. So I think running it online will be really fun. I'm thinking about making a Discord for it and just going ham for a little while on it. What else have I been up to? I redid my front garden. I'm really sore. We did a bunch of garden work last weekend. I don't think I've said anything about this, but I've been playing a game called Final Fantasy XI Horizon. It's a classic version of the game that came out in 2002. It's an MMO. I've been playing that for about a year and a half now, obviously. But I help run a link shell with a couple of other people. So I've been doing leadership stuff with running a link shell and playing that game a lot. So there's a bunch of cool games that have come out recently that are, Dragon Dogma 2 is coming out. Last Epoch got released. We're 3 months away from PoE 2. I'm probably I want to take a week off work to play PoE 2. I want to use my vacation time to play that. Just make a channel like Paint Club? Yeah. I think Blood on the Clock Tower has an app. I think it's called, let me Google it real quick. So they have a website. I think it's called clocktower.io or something like that. Clocktower.online. And so it's right here. And so I think if you subscribe to their Patreon or do whatever, you'll have like a nice little layout with all the tokens and things like that. Right here is another one. So you can do this, and it automates a lot of stuff, and it has a lot of like right-clicking and giving people tokens, and you can pull people in and out of rooms and all that stuff, all the things that you want. So if you do it on Discord, you have to like have a bunch of hidden channels, and you have to prepare a lot more ahead of time for the storytellers to pull people in and do things like that. Everybody has their own room at night. You have to all that stuff. But that's my current plans. After I've been putting a lot of time and effort into the into this, obviously, and the stream stuff. Just because I want it to go well. And I've learned a lot doing it, setting up all these spreadsheets and things like that. I'm very proud of myself. I know it's not something super complicated or anything like that, but with all the different, formulas and getting everything organized and set up to be able to do like, all this stuff and have these change on the fly whenever I need them to, because there's like 405 different cards. So like Pathfinder. So like there's so many different cards, and being able to have this, communicate with other things and have them in certain folders, it's really nice for me personally. And I want it to look nice, so I've been putting a lot of effort into it. Just because if it goes well, then maybe a couple of the other YouTubers and other card games in the area might want to do some tournaments at this game store and be streamed, or do some, using the green screen studio and all of our audio and video and stuff like that for other card games or other YouTube channels. I think it's a good way to kind of use this space to its potential, I think is the idea. But the art for this game is incredible. If you haven't seen it yet. It's all hand-painted art, so all the cards are hand-painted, and they're just gorgeous. They're beautiful. And they're all like this. They're all like full art. Let's see if I can pull up a land. I don't know how it's going to look on the stream, though. Yeah, I got to fix the lands. The lands are a little small. So I'm going to create another drop-down for the lands. Yeah, but they're sideways and they're full art like this. But I want them a little bit bigger for the stream, so you can see them or read them a little bit better. Buried Treasure. I like this card a lot, but it's just the artwork is incredible for this game. It's just a very fun thematic game, but yeah. I think people from the actual sorcery team are going to be there, so they're gonna be at the tournament. I think it's, like I said, it's 64 players. It's capped. It's going to be all day, like 14 hours. It's going to be super crazy intense. So yeah. Anything else about Reapercon? I know on this stream we talked about like getting pins and stuff. Getting pins, like enamel pins, and I believe we are working on that. Bill has, because we do pins for the game store here, and I know other conventions have been hyping up pins and like Disney pins, like from Disney World and things like that. So I think the idea is to create some generic ones that you get like all the time, I guess, like a generic like Reaper Miniatures logo, things like that. But then doing specific yearly ones, like you could only get this enamel pin at that Reapercon, and then in the future they'll become more rare, or you can trade them. Or I think that's the idea behind pins. I'm not much of a pin thing. Or we're still doing ribbons. Ribbons will always be a thing, Cranky Dog. But this is just not a new thing, but Bill's hyping it up just because he goes to Disney World and stuff like that, and he's hyping it up. And hearing what other people talk about from other conventions and things like that do it seems like a smart move. So I'm pushing for it. I'm trying it. So yeah. The costume contest, everything is going to be normal. I think we talked about it on ReaperCon as well, or Reaper Live as well, about the Hall of Fame meet and greet dinner. Actually, I don't know if we did. Did we? It's been a while since we did a Reaper Live. But that's the idea. So the meet and greet dinner is going to be more of an official, bigger thing. I want to do an opening ceremony. I've talked about it before. Just explaining what goes on and where things are at and what's going on and things like that. So it's going to be just a little bit better. I think they're talking about doing the Hall of Fame award and who's going to be added to the Hall of Fame during the meet and greet dinner. There'll be door prizes. So that way, I think I think in my mind, it's a little bit better. Sorry for the yawn. Because when you do it on Wednesday, the person has, the whole weekend to, I guess, celebrate it, or it's not just done on Saturday. A lot of the vendors already are getting their booths. So I'll be updating the vendors next week as well. I would expect next week to see a lot of announcements about just everything, like the box sets that come out on Monday. I got to catch up on a lot of stuff socially. Fixing. I know that the Reapercon website is a little messed up right now. Let's see. I can show you on stream. It's a little embarrassing. I don't like to talk about it. Actually, hold on. There we go. Laptop. So if you go to Reapercon right now, the CSS is all messed up on the website, and it's really annoying. I can't do anything about it. We've talked to the people that are supposed to be fixing it, and they are working on it. I've just been sending everybody to tabletop.events, which thanks to Trash, he helped me fix some stuff this weekend that I missed. With that, Trash, you're going to be teaching your potato class for Reapercon, and so the Reapercon stuff is all up. So if you want to, I have a bunch of volunteers already. So if you're interested, come volunteer. I'm working on getting with Ron to get, I want a special miniature that you can only get if you volunteer. I want to make it, and then we'll have it available, for the future. So I want it to be a cool mini that you can only get from volunteering, and then keep that in perpetuity. So every time you volunteer, you'll get one, maybe. There's a certain threshold. I think you have to teach. You have to do 8 hours, I think, or 2 shifts to get the mini. 1 shift for a shirt. It's right here. Oh no, first shift for store credit, second shift for the mini, third shift for the apron or shirt, and then 4 plus shifts for a 4-day admission badge. That's what it is. Pewter Rooster, maybe. It could just be like a seminar. You could just do a seminar on it, probably. You could do it at night, probably. There's a lot of spaces at night. That's another cool thing we haven't really talked about. For Reapercon last year, we came up with the idea of doing some night owl like reimbursement ideas because a lot of the teachers, they teach stuff in the morning or in the afternoon, and then nighttime is, relax, hang out with your friends times. There is some people that teach night classes here and there, but we wanted to kind of fill out the nighttime spot a little bit. And so we offered this kind of night owl revenue split. And I think the plan is if you teach 4 classes, every class after the 4th that is at night, you'll get half of the money reimbursed or like given to you, I think is the idea. So, but I don't know if that's changed or not, but that's just the current idea that we were going with. So if people wanted to teach some extra classes at night to get a little bit of extra money for the teachers' sakes, plus to fill out that kind of nighttime area. I know a lot of people like to hang out and, drink, play board games, chill out at night. But there are some people that want to take classes still, I guess, especially if they couldn't make it in the morning, or if they were doing some other stuff in the morning, do stuff at night. So I think it's worth having, at least. Plus, it might offer some of the teachers that, the classes that are really popular, you might be able to open up another slot late at night to, offer more seats and possibly make a little bit more money. That's the idea for Night Owl reimbursement stuff. What else? I'm excited to go to Adepticon. I've never been. I guess you guys can help me out in chat. I know it's primarily a kind of wargaming, Warhammer kind of show, but I know a lot of people like influencers and YouTubers and things like that. A lot of Twitch streamers are going to be there. Like I'll probably see Zambies, I'll see Miniac, I'll see Goobertown. I'm assuming all those people will be there, so it'll be nice to meet some of them and hang out with them and talk to them and share contacts and get in touch with them. Even though I've gotten in touch with most of them, reaching out to them and things like that. Wapple, is Wapple going to be there, Trash? I know that he hasn't been in many years. I thought he didn't go to Adepticon since COVID. So 4 years he hasn't gone. Oh, Vince will be there. Nice. Tabletop Minion. Hey, David Weir. Oh, I can't scroll up. That's awkward. Why can't I scroll up? Fort Wapple. I know that Fort Wapple normally exists. I know that it still goes on even when they're not there. So, I'm playing in their Tanks for the Apocalypse game. Oh, Doug. Yeah. Oh, cool. I mean, miniature gaming of all types. I thought it was primarily like wargaming. But yeah, I'm excited to go. Even though I will be stuck in the booth a lot of the time, I'll be in the booth running the paint take and helping out in the booth. But hopefully I'll get to see some people if they come by, or I'll go out and reach out to them if I can. Oh, Malev, yeah, I follow her on it. We follow her on Instagram, so I see her stuff and her YouTube stuff, I believe. So yeah, do we know if Tabletop Witchcraft might be there? Black Magic or Black, what's that? Who's the Canadian that does all the terrain? Black Magic Craft? Is that what it is? Is he going to be there? Oh, Malev. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else, Trash. I like Frostgrave a lot. So, yeah. I mean, we'll have a pretty sizable booth. Like, our booth is going to be pretty big. So we'll see how it goes at Adepticon. I know, I know that Reaper used to go. This was like, I guess, whenever I was still casting and I wasn't really paying attention to the industry and what was going on. But I know that we used to go to Adepticon and we used to go to, Gen Con, and we used to go to PAX South and PAX East and PAX West and things like that. But for some reason, we just stopped going and we never went back to any conventions. So now this is us starting to get back into it. I know it's super good for like marketing and, being seen and things like that. We're trying to get back, It's been a weird couple of years, but I think we're getting back. Trash. I'll be stuck in the booth a lot of the times, but it's just nice to be able to like have contact with them. So I have my card. I'll be able to give them my card with my email and everything like that. So just having them be able to communicate with us, I think is going to be good, and things like that. I'll be there too. Yeah, I'll be there. Come say hi if you guys are coming to Adepticon. Take pictures. That'll be fun. Dave will be there. David Harper will be there. The guy that, if you come to ReaperCon, he's normally running registration. Yes, Doug, that is a good point. Is a lot of people remember us from Bones 1 and Bones 2. A lot of people haven't experienced Bones USA or the new 3D printed models. So it will be nice to show up with a lot of the newer material and the new stuff. So I'm expecting a lot of people to come by, especially the paint and take and stuff. I have a lot of the newer 3D prints and Bones USA stuff. So I'm excited to see what people say, especially if they've kind of written us off a long time ago for Bones 1, Bones 2 stuff, classic Bones and things like that. So that's at least what I've heard whenever I do the paint and takes at BGG and stuff, and people come by that know our stuff from the past. They're really surprised about how things have changed, which is for the better, which is good, obviously. Having a good, nice, clean product is always nice. The old Bones, I was always super embarrassed about. There's nothing I can do about that. But sometimes when obviously the spears are droopy or the swords are bent and things like that, you can fix those things, but I like Bones USA and 3D printed because those things are not normal and they don't happen. So it just makes things a lot easier. Plus, they're sturdy and they have nice detail. The color's great. Just mentioned that they make excellent Frostgrave models. I think Frostgrave was made using Reaper models, wasn't it? I think his name's Joseph McCullough. He did a presentation during our virtual Reapercon, and I did an interview with him and talked to him about it. And a lot of the wizards and things like that Reaper made kind of inspired Frostgrave. So, yeah, and Frostgrave can be played with anything, obviously, which is a fun thing, which is nice. So, but he was really nice when I talked to him. Hey, Nurgle Matthew. Let's see who's online right now. Who's streaming? I don't even know what time it is. It's close to getting time. So after these next 2 weeks, I'm excited to. Let me pause this. There we go. Perfect. I did it. I've just been really busy for like March and stuff, so I'll get back into the swing of things soon. With Reapercon coming up, but in the immediate future, I have the stream next Saturday. We have Adepticon. We have Bones 6 fulfillment. We have Dungeon Dweller fulfillment right around the corner. So those are coming up very fast. I think Reapercon is going to be very fun this year. I know that we're a little bit behind on where we want to be with Reapercon, but I think that's going to start ramping up here in the next couple of weeks, the next 1 or 2 weeks, with jamming it down people's throats and stuff like that. So get ready for annoying Reapercon stuff, especially as things start getting sculpted. You've seen some art for it already, but you'll see stuff like what's in the swag bags and all that stuff. What's going to be with the faction models and all that stuff. That's all coming soon. So, yeah. Tickets are on sale right now, Peter Rooster. Or not tickets. I'm sorry. Badges. Badges are on sale. But tickets will be coming probably January, February, March. Maybe June. I think June. If I had to guess, I don't know. We didn't really put a date on it, but I want to get all the teachers in, open up submission. Submissions are open. Get them all scheduled. Start scheduling everything, and then we'll announce it. So we got some time. Yes, you can see some of the early vendors as well. Yep. Some of the feedback, we took some of the feedback that I received last year and I, gave it to the team. I know a lot of people suggested that, because generally we like to invite the vendors that we had the year before, and a lot of the times if you've been coming to Reapercon, you'll see the same vendors over and over and over again. And some people said that it would be nice to have some newer faces in there. So I told that to the team, kind of shuffle it up a little bit. Add some more new people. We've always tried to add new people, but I think it just feels bad whenever somebody came the previous year and then you're like, now we have a waiting list and there's the whole politics side of it all. It's I don't want to deal with it. So I'm glad that Chris handles that and I do not. So the politicking is a little bit weird. TTE, yes, tabletop events, Peter Rooster. I need to email you a intro to a Texas dice making company. Okay. Yeah, so you can go see the other vendors on TTE, tabletop events. Just look up ReaperCon 2024, and you should be able to find it. Who's on? So we have Moko, The Viking Beard, Gen Con TV, Epic Duck Studios, Studio J7, Exploding Dice. Let's see. What's Epic Duck working on? We might raid him. Oh yeah, that looks fun. We'll raid Epic Duck. Yoink. I don't have intro and outro screens right now, just because this is for this particular file that I'm working with is set up for the card game stuff. So like doing all these things, and I have all the different scenes and everything like that. I might choose a different background just so you guys can see the card art better there. Let's see, what does the elemental overlay look like? I kind of like it. I don't know what it's going to look like once I have the camera, the top-down camera, but being able to change everything on the fly is really nice. I might put something behind the 20 just so you can see it better. I'll put like a little square or something behind it, so that way it's easy to see. But I'm really pleased with how everything is working with the spreadsheet and everything like that. Plus, I want to show Frank just because he told me about it. All right, go tell Epic Duck we said what up. There we go. Have a good weekend. Go watch Shogun. I'll probably talk about it on Reaper Live next week. We'll be doing a test stream for the card game thing next Wednesday. So, yeah. Thanks for helping me test things and the overlays and things like that, and showing it off and talking about it. It helps my brain work things out. Yeah, I don't know if I'll do a Reaperland next week, just because I'll be getting set up with the stream and everything like that. If I do go live, it'll just be for testing and just making sure the stream is running, checking the cameras and the overlays and things like that. Nothing like super official or anything. We might do some test games, but it won't be anything like super crazy. So, not that this was, but yeah. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah. Have a good weekend. Bye. Whee! Start the raid. My laptop didn't die. Huzzah!